What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Darren Ooson for coming through and boosting up the coins. So we got an update from the Cobra, who's been. I did a video a few days ago, a week ago now, of the GAD saying to Carl, "Oh, you need to be scared, Carl. Carl should be worried about getting in there with Fake the Cake Paul." Also, Ariel Shillwani has been chilling for Fake the Cake Paul as well. So Carl Froch responds, and we're fixing to get to it right now. Here we go.
My way, I'm certainly not going to fly to New York to sit on your stupid show talking bollocks about Fake Paul. And you also did a video about me begging for the fight, but you conveniently left out the piece where I said I will fight for charity. Which part of that do you not understand? You conveniently left that out because that shatters your whole illusion of, oh, Carl Froch is begging for a payday. I ain't begging for a payday. I'm begging to ram Jake Paul's teeth down the back of his fucking throat. Boom.
And this is true, yeah? All the shills. Oh, I heard it on Talk Sport even. Well, Gareth obviously doing it. Gareth doing what he does best, glazing. Top glazer him. Carl Froch said that he'll fight for charity. And that is very commendable, if I'm honest. I'd like Carl to get... I don't see why he shouldn't get paid. Yeah? I'd expect him to take a low amount of millions, if that makes sense, to get it done kind of thing. I don't want to hear things like, oh, I want some sort of 50-50 split. It's not ever going to happen. Jake Paul's never going to do that. But I think he should get paid. It doesn't have to be for charity, but that shows the quality of the man, if that makes sense. If Carl's actually willing not to get paid to fill him in, and he really just wants to fill Jake Paul in, I salute that. I really do. He's not even an active fighter like that. Someone like Daniel Dubois or Artur Aimard Beterbiev, they would fill him in for free because they're in active camp and they're doing it anyway. For Carl to do that and he's not even doing it anyway, I hate to say it to you, man, that's old school. That's how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to want to step up. Look at Carrot Top Canelo. He should have said, hey man, even had some interviewers, said to Canelo, he was at some weird Hall of Fame, I think, introduction, something like that. And he said to him, didn't you feel a way about Mike Tyson? And he was like, oh, I did a little bit. Must be, I don't know what, he said something like that. Not enough to get in there with Fake the Cake though. Why has Carl got to do this for? Right? Canelo, you're fighting bums anyway. Canelo should have been the one to say, hey man, that was wrong. And I'm gagging to put my hands spark through Fake the Cake Paul. Canelo don't say nothing. Yeah, acting like he's really doing something in the sport anymore. It pissed me off. It shouldn't be for 50-year-old Carl to do this, especially when Fake the Cake Paul's called out Canelo. It should be his business to handle. But there's too much. Canelo's new age, people. He is new age. Even Floyd had a go, or half a go. Floyd can't punch and he's little. Logan Paul was like 210 pounds in there. Little 50-year-old Floyd got in there and beat Logan. What's Canelo doing, man? It's annoying. Can't stand that guy.
Straight down the throat, game over. Jake Paul's bullshit fake clown world career over with one punch. That's all I'm begging for. I don't need the old...
The Cobra's begging to have a go on Fake Cake Paul. Yeah? Fake the Cake Paul. Dinner Lady of the Year 2024. Bingo wings looking ass. That's what he wants. So listen all you Talk Sport gimps out there. Oh, he wants... Oh, well, I understand that Carl wants to get paid. Oops. Call his bluff. And if he's bluffing, then fair play. We'll talk about that at a time. Yeah, man should keep his word. But still, at this point, Fake Paul called his bluff. Oops. Busted. Because you, the Talk Sport homosexuals were the ones saying, he just wants to payday. Ariel Shillwani. Oh, he wants to payday. I get why he wants to... No. That's not what he wants, actually, if we listen to him. So call his bluff. Send the contract. Simple as that. Do it in UK. These guys love travelling the place and fighting in different areas, different geographical locations. So do it in the UK. Why not? Yeah? Why not?
Bunsen burner. But like I said, you left it out, didn't you? Because it exposes you for your comeback. You can piss off and all. Go on, get out of here. So let me finish off with Gareth A. Davis talking absolute nonsense about I need to be careful what I wish for. Because I'm calling out... Listen, I'm not calling out Jake Paul, but I'm calling him out for what he is and what he's doing. He's a fake boxer. He shouldn't be in the ring. Nikisa's given him a nice Toys R Us fake plastic belt, and that sums his career up. And then you've got Gareth A. Davis, who's covered most of my career. He's covered all of my professional career and a good chunk of my amateur career. He should know better. He should know that if I ever stepped in the ring with fake Paul, it would be a mismatch, fight over. He's trying to say I've been retired, getting on for 11 years. Yes,
And that's the problem with the industry. The industry heads, yeah, like Carl said, they'll be around you. They see your whole career for 20 years. They know what you're about. The difference is, fake Paul, obviously, at this point, is more commercially relevant to the GAD. GAD's already said, oh, I like Fake the Cake Paul. I like Logan Paul because they enable me to glaze them on a personal basis. They give me access. They bring me into their dressing room so I can polish them off, so I can polish them off, polish the bell off. Yeah? That's the truth. So in this day and age when there's no, what's the word? I'm not sure morality is the right word, but there's no solid character. A solid character would say, I don't care if I'm getting access from Fake the Cake Paul. I've been around Carl, I've been around real boxing. And you get filled in. Gareth was shilling for Mike Tyson at 60 years old. Come on. If you can shill for Mike Tyson, you can say, YB, you was wrong about Mike Tyson. Listen, I'll shill for Mike and I'll shill for Carl as well. On principle. I've said that already. I'll put the money up as well. Yeah, that heating will stay off. Simple as that. If Jake Paul was to fight Carl Froch in January, it's going to be one hell of a cold January for the YB's yard. You better say that 50, but I'm finding that $50. You see that one there, people. But the GAD is just I got a video coming soon. Carl Froch put an interview out with GAD. I haven't watched it yet, but they've actually met in person now. And GAD's just oh man, he really is a lick spittle, like Simon Jordan said. Apparently he apologises, saying, I'm sorry. It's just like, at least stand by what you believe, right? If you really believe Jake Paul's about it, when you see Carl, you say, sorry, bro. I think you're going to fill you in. You're too old. You're too washed up. You don't backtrack when you're in front of someone if that's what you really think. Surely not. So GAD's the type of cat who will, when he's in front of Carl, he'll say, yeah, I'm sorry, you were the best thing since sliced bread. And when he's in front of Jake Paul, yeah, Carl's too old, he don't want that. He just wants the money. A proper sinister individual. Or maybe he's just his head's in the clouds. And he's just a bit of a, what's the word? He don't want to rock the boat. That is sleazy doing it. He knows where his bread's buttered though, doesn't he? Ultimately, in this sad age we live in, folks.
But there's levels to the game. You've got fake Paul knocking over, he's not even knocking him over, is he? 58-year-old retired granddads. No disrespect to Mike Tyson, but he's in there against a 58-year-old man, which is ridiculous. He's in his mid-20s, Jake Paul. I mean, it's ridiculous. He lost to Tommy Fury. Gareth A. Davis should know better. He should know better. He knows the game inside out. So he's calling me a troll. He's the fucking troll. He's got to be trolling, saying that, surely. He absolutely loves it when I talk about him. So he's going to be wetting himself when he sees this, because I'm talking about him again. But this is probably the last time I'm going to talk about him. Last time he spoke about me.
The GAD's going to have his butt plugs out for sure after hearing this. Oh. He's going to be sitting on the end of his bed. What's that called? A bedpost. That's what he's going to be sitting on. You best believe it, people. Stop playing. You play too much.
He's saying he's going to see me over the weekend and he's going to tell me to my face. Going to start wagging his finger around near my face. Let me tell you something, GAD boy. Don't wave your finger in my face. It won't end well for you. And when you talk about me, put some respect on my name, because you know full well I deserve it, and you know that Jake Paul does not belong in the same world as the Cobra. And listen, don't be calling me a super troll. Don't forget what I've done in the sport.
And I think that's kind of key here. Yeah, there's a way about. I get it. In this media game, being like explosive is rewarding to some extent. But when you've got personal relationships with people, at the very least, it's like, what loyalties do you have to Jake Paul? He's a goofball. He's a gimp. What you get a few more views because you get to go back to his dressing room. At least politic the situation. You don't have to suck him off, do you? You say, listen, I'm not sure. I'll show you both sides. Jake Paul's younger. but he can't box for toffee. Carl's older, and he's done it all. That's how you'd balance it if you don't want to rock the boat. You give a bit to Jake and you give a bit to Carl, and you lean towards Carl, kind of thing. You have to do it that way, right? If you can't come out and call a spade like I would and say, listen, Carl Froch will walk through fake Paul. Mike Tyson was 60 years old, knocking on 70-year-old in La Coca years. 70 is his La Coca adjusted age. Fact, he spent 20 years on the gear. So he's not actually 58, is he? He's 68 plus, for sure. Yeah? And he had one leg. He wasn't even a healthy 50, 68-year-old. He was a, come on, one-legged. A one-legged 68-year-old in Coca years is what he was. And you still was scared to death in there in the first round. I don't care what no one says. Oh, the commentators had Fake the Cake Paul winning the first round. I thought, are you joking? What are you watching? I saw a young man running from a dude with one leg who's 60 years old. Stop. So unless Carl Froch has got 2 new knees that were done last month, if he's healthy and fit, I don't see what Fake Paul's going to do. He don't know how to tangle like that. He don't know how to have an actual fight. Tell me one time you've seen Jake Paul at a fight. I've seen him in there flapping around and slapping around with Tommy, but he's not actually fighting. It's not proper fighting. That's what it's not. And Carl would give that to him. He'd give him a proper fight. And 48 isn't 58, to be fair. I think even Anderson Silva's a wrestler, man. He was 48. Never done a boxing day in his life, essentially. He didn't get knocked out by Jake Paul. Oops. So I'd back Carl, and that's what I want. I think that makes sense next. I'm hearing some things. Who was it Jake Paul wanted to fight next? Who was it I was hearing? It was some sort of name. I forgot now. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, let off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.